And go. Hey y'all, Dick CT here, and this is gonna be a video response to LV54, basically saying that WWE TNA has basically become WWE Raw Monday Night Impact 2.0. I'm basically butchering it. Let me say this. His video response is TNA Impact has become WWE Monday Night Raw 2.0. Yes. Well, I'm gonna say right now that both shows I watch both. And they both fucking sucked. They both showed what is the worst thing you could do to have a Monday night program. I'm sorry. How in the world can they fuck? It is something that you watch this, you're like, I have to consider, why am I not watching this stuff anymore? You know, I do reviews of pay-per-views, and I'm tempted not even doing reviews of that anymore. God, I mean, I will at least take a break because I'm going to try to. I'm really trying, like, and say, for example, let's try to pick this thing apart. You have the knockout starting and ending the show. I don't mind this in theory. I think this would be a good idea, bringing some the females and everything else to life. The problem is the clusterfuck that was that match with lock boxes and all this other shit. Then you have the end of the show, which I have honestly one of the worst segments I've seen in my recent times. My God, they had no stripping. Oh no, and a title change. Nope, no. TNA, you fail, and you fail epically. And that's all I have to say. And by the way, you know what? Another thing. Speaking of things failing epically, let's look at WWE Monday Night Raw for a second. David Otunga, you and NXT fail. Your haircut, $249 for a fucking haircut that has Raw insignia. Please, that name on your hair thing went back out with the 90s, man. You need to get back in there. Which, sadly enough, both companies seem to want to go back to 97 so goddamn much. Second thing, no one cared. The crowd basically was apathetic at the entire night. And you know what? Who could blame them? With the crowd, WWE Raw crowd was apathetic because basically, let's look at what happened. You had Jack Swagger, the guy who was Santino's bitch for the past couple of months, is now World Heavyweight Champion. And even worse, he's not goofy anymore. He's not. I mean, the reason why a lot of people like Jack Swagger, besides his uncanny wrestling ability, is his character, his big goofy like grin, his Biff Tanner, like, seriously, the guy, he should look something like out of like Back to he looks like Biff Tannen, that big goofy jock that everyone just like hates and despises but actually admires. He's like a physically embodied about that. I'm sorry, I'm mispronouncing these things. That, but you know what I'm saying. This guy should be booked as something as that. I mean, why the world hasn't turned so serious? Why so fucking serious? Why the suit? Why everything else? Why he got beating his chest like Donkey Kong doing the damn push-ups? That's what we loved about him. That's what we loved about him. That's why everybody here loved about Jack Swagger. He's someone who's like completely and utterly just looked like a complete nut idiot, and we loved him for it. And besides, he can out wrestle majority of the guys on the Raw, SmackDown, or the late ECW's roster. That helped too. Now he's turning on this bland, serious motif. I mean, seriously, it's like when he became champion. They say, "Oh, he shows personality. Take the personality dream machine," and basically it. And then this lifeless corpse of a wrestler is left. Oh God. But by the way, John Cena basically pointing out his flaws and getting booed. By the way, seriously, why can't John Cena turn heel? Y'all have a big mega faces Orton, but you know he sells all this merch. I mean, God forbid, yeah, he sells merch. He's a face. God, And I guarantee you, Orton will start selling just as much merch because a lot of people, the demographic that I'm a part of, the 18 to 34 demographic, would like to see more of it. Would like to see more of Orton than everything else. But alas, he, had no problems with that. But anyway, let's continue on. You have the Miz show come out. I don't know why. Aren't they in feud with some tag team, Hart Dynasty? Oh, and by the way, besides, let's see, besides Kingston and Sheamus, that's the only other stuff we had. And the Divas things can go straight to hell because honestly, both women's divisions and TNA and WWE, they basically made them complete other jokes. I hate them. I really hate them. Ugh. And by the way, once again, David Otunga, his whole thing is Google it and everything else. I don't want to Google you. You are Shannon Moore. Google, I honestly don't think Google cares about you. No one cares about you. No one. You're just some bland, lifeless person who doesn't even care about anyone. No one cares about you. No one likes you. In fact, I don't think no one likes NXT. A lot of people like NXT because of Daniel Bryan or Brian Daniel. I don't care what his name is, but that guy. They're watching because of that guy. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on to the one of the main things wrong with Monday Night Raw was basically this thing. I mean, honestly, Jack Swagger. Okay, he's the World Heavyweight Champion. You know what to do? In a nice competitive matchup, I'll give it this. But have him lose to Randy Orton. Why? Why do you make your champion look like a complete idiot after he faces? You made the world champ. He is your number one guy. It is a reward of being you beat your top guy. That guy. You beat your top guy. At this point, you're the man. You're the man of that brand. And yet he gets beat by the man who beat him not once but twice. Yeah, that's great, but that's just basically Barry SmackDown together. Yeah, the number one brand is basically getting beaten down. This is your top guy in your brand, and he's not doing a great representation of it. And worse, Jack Swagger basically just sat there and did absolutely nothing after it. I mean, seriously, can anyone really seriously look at him as a big threat? I can't. And I'm a fan. I'm trying to. Anyone in the arena thinks him as a threat. No one does. I mean, he's probably even more bigger joke than when he was doing the whole beating his chest and laughing and doing all this, speaking this list. By the way, he still can hear that list, by the way. Honestly, the guy's trying to be like Chris Jericho, but he's not. Yeah, because you got the same you know, Pika, uh, that little parrot type hairdo, it does not mean you're Chris Jericho. And I would not be surprised Edge beats him at Extreme Rules. Would anyone be surprised? Well, I wouldn't. I would not be. But anyway, that's just my little rant. Both programs sucked, and it just makes pine for me to being wish that Ring of Honor actually had a decent channel so I can watch it. And yes, I don't hate Ring of Honor. I just know. I just wish that the two other companies actually were competent. I'd just be happy with that. But it seems like it's too much of a difficult task for those two supposed mainstream companies to be competent. I don't know. But anyway, this is just a little rant by me. Anyway, DCT here. Peace, love. I will see y'all when I see y'all. Oh man. Whew. It just frustrates me. They should do better. TNA and WWE should be better. That's all I gotta say. See y'all when I see y'all. One.